With his recent urgent message, Kusama seems to have no intention of stopping anytime soon. It involves more than 100 trillion Shiba Inu. The number of whales is out of control. The public is in a panic. There is a hidden signal in this message, however, something that we've been anticipating, and it might cause Shiba Inu's price to drop a few zeros. What is going on? How come Shiba Inu would never be the same again after this? Alright, let me clarify. Welcome to Dr. Crypto, your daily serving of Shiba. This is the spot for you if you're curious about anything related to Shiba. If you want to keep informed about all the latest news forecasts and stay ahead of the crypto industry, subscribe. To get more Shib news, be sure to click the like button. Please note that by the time you see this video, some rates may have changed. Financial advice is not included in this video. It's crazy, because the Shiba Inu community as a whole was just rocked by Kusama. After utter silence for what seemed like an eternity, no news, no updates, nothing at all. That stillness was abruptly broken by him, who appeared out of nowhere. This is when the crazy part begins. He expressed his tremendous anger in a recent communication. Yes, you did indeed hear correctly. Naturally, it caused a stir in the neighborhood. People want to know whether he's going to depart Shiba Inu. Did anything go wrong? Do we have a problem? Will this be the last one? Nevertheless, what if I told you that this may be very bullish for Shiba Inu? Because Kusama's words include a signal, a secret message, if you will. That has the potential to ignite the Shiba Inu's fire and launch it skyward. This isn't a haphazard drama. This may be the spark that makes all the difference. Before that, however, what is the current pricing situation? For example, how is Shiba Inu doing in the charts as a result of this news? Check this out then. Recently, a prominent cryptocurrency expert made a significant announcement. The TD sequential, one of the most trustworthy technical indicators, simply flashed, as noted by renowned expert Ali Martinez. Often appears just before a significant reversal is going to occur. You know what? It is indicating a significant upward rise. The energy is being sensed by other people in the space as well. One user recalled how Shiba Inu began to unexpectedly take off in April 2021. Despite everyone's expectations, it just took off. He said that while he is unsure of the precise trigger this time, he is certain that history may be about to repeat itself, even if the specifics are completely different. Crypto Guru, on the other hand, kept things simple yet effective. Shiba Inu is preparing to explode, he warned. Simply said, that kind of calm confidence has a distinct effect. Furthermore, the conflict that Kusama sparked didn't remain silent for very long, which is completely different from the quietness we've experienced lately. It took off like wildfire. Not only did his message rock the community when it was released, the whales were roused by it. Big players indeed, those who had significant financial stakes in the game, were quickly identified. Data from Into D-Block indicates that these big holders just traded millions of Shiba Inu in a one transaction. Something like that doesn't happen very often. Why is it a huge issue then? Because this kind of movement often indicates one thing about whales: they are assuming their positions. These major players are not only wasting their money. When they start moving a lot, particularly all at once, it's usually because they're anticipating a big event. They seem to have foreseen the storm before anybody else. Connecting the dots, Kusama breaking his quiet, the abrupt spike in curiosity, and now the whales acting begins to portray a very bullish picture. It was immediately brought to light by Lucy, the Shiba Inu team's marketing lead. She added her own comments and provided a screenshot of his profile, suggesting that Kusama may be the target of an assault or drawn into a drama. She specifically said, "Imagine being pulled into something I didn't even realize about." That in itself sparked a lot of conjecture. In order to show support for Kusama, she then suggested that the community listen to his next podcast and read a new post he's planning to publish on Medium. As you may have seen if you've been paying close attention, Kusama has launched a podcast series called Shy Speaks Shiba, in which he interviews individuals who are starting projects on Shibarium. Thus, the studio portion makes logic, but the furious part, that's when the excitement and intrigue start. However, Kusama has been very silent on a lot of social media platforms this year. He took a few extended pauses and disappeared completely for weeks. But now, he's returned. Not just back, it is quite a powerful call to action. Here's the problem, however. Some are anxious, wondering if anything is amiss, while others are taking things very differently. Many members of the Shiba Inu society consider this to be a healthy kind of rage. Maybe Kusama is upset because he's going to put his all into it. As if he's been concentrating on something significant behind the curtains and is now prepared to release it, and challenging. It has an aggressive vibe, but on the plus side, see how I behave. And if you have been around here long enough, you are aware that a major event is always imminent when Kusama begins to behave a bit oddly or send out cryptic signals. It's similar to his trademark motion. Small teases are followed by big ones. There's a huge upgrade, and when does it occur? Shiba Inu has the capacity to smash through some significant opposition and perhaps even remove a few zeros off the price. So, yes, things are getting hotter. Additionally, if this continues as it has in the past, Shiba Inu may be about to go on yet another significant run. Not only are we hearing the hype today, but we are also seeing it's beginning to materialize. It's taking place right now. The whales were listening, don't you recall? Well, they're doing more than simply observing. Whale activity has significantly increased lately in the Shiba Inu area. Coin Attack examined the consequences of such increases in whale behavior. What about the outcomes? Really optimistic. The same thing happened to Shiba Inu back in November 2024. The number of whale movements increased from a few trillion to around 30 trillion tokens. And what happened next was crazy. The price almost doubled in a short period of time. When these powerful holders act in unison, their actions demonstrate the extent of their influence. This is insane, however. People are still interested, even if there are now fewer active addresses than there were in October of last year. The contrary is really beginning to emerge. Some gamers are aggressively yet covertly filling up on Shiba Inu. Examining the interactions will show it. More than 140 trillion tokens were formerly stored on controlled exchanges. And recently, that figure has fallen much below 100 trillion. Where have all those tokens disappeared to? They remained. They were transferred to being held wallets from exchanges. It's a typical accumulation. At that point, smart money is preparing by securing their positions ahead of the next significant event. Additionally, this is not a minor trend. They have seized and removed more than 100 trillion Shiba Inu coins from the exchanges. It's a real power struggle. Let's not overlook the continued burn attempts, as if that weren't enough. In order to create a firmer foundation and a price floor that may make future pumps even more explosive, every bit of surplus supply that is eliminated helps. Higher demand combined with fewer supply. That is the beginning of large rallies. When you combine Kusama's fire, the whales awakening, the large tokens silently disappearing from exchanges, and that massive burn mechanism still operating, we're looking at a scenario that could be ideal for Shiba Inu. Everything is coming together for a major event. Furthermore, the future of Shiba Inu is bright, especially when you zoom out and consider the long term. It's something more profound than mere hype. Lucy, the Shiba Inu team's chief marketer, says it best. She recently shared something that struck a deep chord. According to her, Shiba Inu is surviving while other initiatives are coming and going, blurring in and out. She added bluntly, disregard the swindlers selling cheap copies, the envious people, and the fad. More Shiba Inu are being kept than ever before. She is also quite correct, because despite all the chaos, the drama, the terror, and the odd coins that attempt to mimic the atmosphere, Shiba Inu are still around. One of the healthiest and most devoted communities in the whole cryptocurrency world continues to support and build upon it. That level of regularity, it makes a strong statement, and the price reflects that. Many currencies have been dropping or barely hanging on, while Shiba Inu has been steadily rising, slowly but surely, and with genuine backing. There's more to it than hype and whales. Diamond hands, regular holders, and those that have faith in the direction this is all headed. From Kusama's comeback to Lucy's certain remarks, Everything is taking place at the moment, from the significant behind-the-scenes actions to the obvious accumulation. Everything is pointing to the same thing. Not only is Shiba Inu surviving this market, but it is positioning itself for success. But how do you feel about this? Post a comment below. The day is over now. Remember to give it a big thumbs up. To see our most recent material, share it and subscribe to the channel.